our parents were even nervous. Like, you gave up your job to just do this, and my friends are, getting out of college and, have massive debt, you know what I'm saying, or denying job offers to be like, oh, I'm going to go sell jewelry online.
Welcome everybody, whoever's watching this after the fact. There's some people watching it live, by the way, but most people watch it after the fact. I'm here with Jonathan, as always, my co-host, the man, the myth, and then I got Dan Folger. That's how
Folger.
You say your name. Folger. Oh,
like the coffee.
We were debating that before you came over. Like, how do we say his last
God
name?
Damn it.
That's funny. Yeah,
Folger.
it's just like the coffee.
Awesome.
Okay, got it.
And yeah, man, we're really excited to have you because personally, and Jonathan as well, we were talking about how we've been following, the GLD journey for a long time. And it's been cool to see a transition from like one thing to another and just like the growth. And I feel like you guys have always stayed like on top as well. So much to talk about. This is going to be super valuable. And yeah, man, just thanks for taking the time to do this for real.
Nah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to get started with, this is usually how we start. I want to ask you just like, take it real back to the basics, I guess. And like, how did you get started in business in general? Cause now you got this big business, but like what were your beginnings like?
Right. Okay. I'll take you back. So I just turned 29 in June, and GLD, we've been going now for about 7 years. So before all this, I have no expertise in being an entrepreneur, the computer, Shopify, anything like that. So actually, right out of high school, I didn't go to college. I was actually a photographer. Like that's like was my passion, like photography. I do a lot of photos throughout the city. And long story short, I ended up getting a job with Wiz Khalifa as his cameraman.
Wow.
And I saw a picture with you and Mac. Is that how you guys got connected?
No. So it was more just, Wiz is from the city. So just shooting a lot of just like, I just met a lot of people. And at one point I got invited to a concert, and just like his entourage almost, like I was shooting for so-and-so, then his cousin, and then they get, they're like, oh, you come, so basically, I was just starting to be around him, got a lot of invites, and, my work spoke for itself. Everyone's like, yo, his photos are great, this and that. And then, a good buddy of mine, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. His name's John Geiger.
Okay.
He's a shoe designer. I've known him for a long time. He's from Pittsburgh as well. But he invited me to a concert the one time in Scranton, PA. I'll never forget this. So I went up and I took these one photos of Wiz that were so cool. I'll never forget. He was crouched down smoking weed with his dog with like a tie-dye background. Anyways,
damn.
He was like, yo, email me those, man. Like they're super dope. And I was like, all right, cool. Emailed them to him. Literally woke up the next morning. He's like, yo, do you have to go home or can you just stay with me? Like, can you literally just stay with me and go on tour? I did it.
You sent it. You were just like, sure.
Was there any hesitation, or were you just like immediately like, yes, this makes sense?
I had like, I worked normal jobs. Like I worked at a hotel overnight, and then my last job was I worked literally at a cheese factory. And like I was just like
so random.
Dude. I just kind of was like at that point, like not lost, but I didn't really. I loved the photography. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I had to make money, so I had a job. Basically I did that tour with Wiz, did it for free, and we built that relationship. And whenever the tour is over, he hit me up like 2 months later and saying, hey, would you want to move to LA and work with me full time? And so, packed a bag, moved to LA, and we just crushed it, man. So I was doing all his, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the day-to-day videos, all the day-to-days. I filmed all those. So like the day in the life on his life. We had the YouTube series, did all of his photos, everything, man. So really that's kind of got me, I guess, in the leap of like, yo, like I am becoming an entrepreneur myself. This is, 19 years old at this point. I didn't even drink. I'm traveling at the time. He was, one of the biggest artists, like we were just crushing it. And what really got me going was I was meeting everybody. I was meeting every artist, like, Travis Scott before he was Travis Scott. And, I was at Diddy's house. We were there left and right. And, I'm like, damn, like I'm in an opportunity to like really crush it. And like, do I want to like follow someone forever and just, take photos? No, like I really like, I want to like take advantage of this
right.
shit, So, fast forward a few years, My best friends were, graduating from college, and we were like, I stay in touch with them, even though they all still lived in Pittsburgh, and I was across the country. We had a group chat, text all the time, and we were just, always going back and forth, like, yeah, it's time, man. Like, you guys are about to graduate college. Don't fucking get a job. Like, let's try to do something. We didn't have any ideas. Like, do something. Like, are we going to do clothing, this, that? Like, we had no set in stone idea of jewelry, like we didn't know, like I said, we're from Pittsburgh, PA, like very blue collar, our families are just work for living, medium
very
income.
traditional.
Yeah, we didn't have any, we didn't know about this stuff. But what really was great is, Instagram was getting bigger at this time, so my following was growing. Like I said, we were building these connects, this and that, and we started dabbling into just, clothing, this and that, but it really didn't have a direction. And anyways, so I went to see a buddy of mine in New York City, and he was like, man, like, jewelry could be like a really cool concept, and I was like, yeah, you're right, like it could, like, like skeptical. I was young, still nervous, and we're like, okay,
just figuring it out.
Like, we thought about it, we're like, okay, cool. So we came up with the name GLD, and boom, started from there. So the first thing, we had a spot where, so we would just buy jewelry, we would buy it wholesale and resell it. And snowball effect, we finally made, we were making enough money, and we found our own manufacturer, so we can start making our own custom pieces, had our own custom website, be able to put the logo, GLD logo in the jewelry. Because at first we were just literally buying and just selling it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Custom packaging, this and that. And what really like set us off too is, our content was unreal. No one could match, like, like our Instagram was sick, because I would get, it was just like,
that was your passion, bro, like photography and shit. That's how it all came together.
And, like, we had the perfect, we just had the perfect, like, formula. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was great because I would be out on the road, okay, making my moves, sending content, and my friends were just in Pittsburgh all together, so they could get the, do the back end work, doing the orders. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I couldn't do it all myself. They couldn't do it all themselves. We just had everything perfect. Like, our lifestyle was amazing. I'm holding chains up on the private jets, and, so-and-so's following us. We really just crushed it. We were doing this, and it was cool too. This was before Instagram ads even, like, none of this stuff existed. Instagram ads didn't exist. So we were really, we were gifting people jewelry for posts.
Yeah.
Before influencers were charging, $100,000 to post a story. Everyone taxes now. It was
they're taxing
jewelry, and they'll show love. So, we really took off on that foot, man. And what's so cool about all this too is the learning process. Like I said, it's not like we studied this stuff. This stuff, like, we did our own shipping, we did our own, customer service, we did everything. Like, we learned everything. The back end of Shopify, like, just everything, like, just,
that's so sick.
Your taxes and your LLC and blah blah blah. Like, it's a lot of, like, it was such a cool process, man. And from there, it was snowball effect. We and then in 2017, I want to say, we did a deal with a few investors who came in and really, helped us come and ramp things up, structure it.
Dude, that's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, and we took over, man. We went, we got our first office in Pittsburgh. Sorry to keep talking.
This is all about you, bro.
This is awesome.
Yeah. So our first, I will never forget, because we started just obviously parents' house. We lived at home still, so we just had our box of jewelry and our laptops and this and that. And then we finally made enough money. We got our first office. It was so sick. Actually, stay right here. I have photos.
Yeah.
Let me. I have literally. Where is this stuff? I have cool ass photos. Let me pull some cool stuff out. So yeah, we got our first office, and then grinded it out there. And like I said, when we did our first deal, we moved to New York City, which is really cool. Did that for a while, and then we ended up moving to Miami, which is where our headquarters is to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. So does a lot of your team work in office?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have about, I would say, almost 100 employees.
Okay.
Holy shit, dude.
That's awesome.
Not just in the office, all throughout, That's another cool thing, man. It's just like you sit there and think of, like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah,
this is
how did
crazy.
this happen? Bro, that's
Like,
so crazy.
Like, you're like, damn, like, we really started this,
Yep.
and it's just like crazy to think, like, there's people who are double my age, that work in the company, and this and that. It's just, you learn so much, man, and it truly is a blessing. Let me try to. Oh yeah, look, this is me. Look, laying on all of our orders.
So for the people
Try
that are
to
just
just
listening, it's a picture of
everything.
him like laying
Yeah,
across a
it's
bunch
like-
of packages.
Yeah, just like a bunch of Shopify orders.
Yep. Yeah, 72316. Me, my friend Evan.
That's crazy.
Me with
Nice. Young Dan.
the roller in my hand.
Bro, what's crazy to me is how you just like, I mean, even you like went through the whole thing and even got to the point of like getting investors involved and shit, like big business stuff.
Yeah,
like, all
so-
through just like doing, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
so cool.
So our partner, our first set of investors, they were the founders of Take Two Interactive. So they published Grand Theft Auto and 2K. Yeah, so man, like the one guy's name's Mark. He's became a super good friend of mine. Literally, I look him at. I mean, he's older. He could be my dad. Literally, it's really cool, man. Like it was just like I said, everything became building the perfect team is also like the biggest factor of having a successful company.
Yeah.
It just
Right.
everything, like we worked hard. We just played our cards right, man. Obviously, like with any success, there's some luck involved, just good timing, everything. And it crushed it. And, from there, we just, like I said, kept going and kept going. And it's
Because
just,
from the beginning, you got people involved. You said you got all like your homies from your hometown involved.
yeah,
like,
it takes it, like first thing you got to start with like, because in Pittsburgh, it's like no one owns like, this is like, a brand. Like,
yeah,
people were like, what? At first, like, not hating, but like doubting, what is this?
Right.
Even, some of our,
which is fair, I guess.
some of our parents were even nervous. Like, you gave up your job to just do this, and my friends are, getting out of college and, have massive debt, you know what I'm saying? Or denying job offers to be like, oh, I'm going to go sell jewelry online. Like our parents
Right.
don't really know about this entrepreneur, take the risk lifestyle. So like, I think that was also like such a fire under our asses of just being like, dude, like we got to do this. Like, we're not going to do this and then back out later. So yeah, man, like the whole thing is crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure it's crazy to look back on. So is this like the first, because the typical story that I feel like we've heard for a lot of entrepreneurs is they have a lot of entrepreneurial things that they try, and then there's like one that sticks. It sounds like for you did something that was almost complete opposite, which is like you were a photographer and then you like built the business. Is this like the first like business that you really dove headfirst into?
GLD is, yeah, absolutely my first business, and really
That is
my
so
own,
crazy.
even to this day, like I don't have any other businesses that are like GLD. You know what I'm saying? That'll be
That's
to my
amazing.
grave. Like that is the company that changed my life. Yeah, like, and it's, yeah, I've never, like, that's what's crazy. I've never done it. Like, even the photography stuff was like, it was cool too, because like when I took that step to start doing stuff with Wiz and whatnot, like I look at that as like, that was a massive step in my life. Like that was one of the biggest things that like, because that was stepping stone to everything, like to this day that, I still talk to Wiz all the time. He's such a good friend of mine still. And it's like, to that day, I'm just like, I'm so like, that changed my life.
For real.
It's kind of crazy thing, just because like I have that, that portfolio behind me, all the people that I met, I just saved those relationships forever. And then, like I said, yeah, first try, and we did GLD, and that was
That's so lit,
we like
dude.
try drop shipping or try this or try that, but like, nah, we just did it. Like I said,
that's so cool. I mean, the power of connections, bro. That's what I'm taking away from that as well. It's like, dude, just putting yourself out there, like meeting people, like showing them what you can do for them. Like, that's crazy. That's how this all unfolded.
Yep. And that's what I tell everybody. So any listeners out there, it's just like, honestly, like never be scared to like talk to somebody or ask them or try to get someone's number. Worst thing they say is what? No. Every time I took a photo of somebody who I was like, damn, I like, want to have their connect. Maybe, maybe I talked to him, maybe I never talked to him again, and I'll just reach out like, oh, grab some photos of you. Like, what's your number? I'll text them over to you, boom. Next thing you know, I send them the photos and like, they follow me on Instagram or something. Like, okay, cool. But like, I mean, to this day, you see, like, I reached out, like, I do that all day. Like, I just reach out to people, and then just get connected. It's just like the internet, like, you got to take advantage of it, man. It's the easiest way to connect to people. It's the quickest way to, like, see what's going on. And it's dope, man. That's my daily life. I literally just, like, you know, work on the internet in all aspects, not just, you know, not just GLD. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another question I got now, just like bouncing off of that a little bit, is like, when it comes to investing, I'm just curious because I feel like you're at a point where you're like, you know, you built your generational wealth now, so I'm sure you're getting pretty into the investing world. Like, what do you look for in terms of investing? Like crypto, Shopify, what are you involved in? What do you like?
Yeah, so really, okay, so let's think. So my main money that I got from GLD is I have financial advisor for their First Republic. It's just a bank. They're really good, and they have me in just very safe. I'm like my big money. I like to be safe, straight up.
Yep.
Like I give that, like my big payouts that I got, boom, I give it to them. You know, tax-free bonds, this and that. Like you know, small percent a year. I'm cool with that. Like you know, like just long term, I don't touch it. And then at first, it's funny, to be honest, man, I really was not investing like for the longest period of time. Like my friends were, you know, like Robinhood, simple shit app. They're like, dude, like this is like, you know, years ago. They're like, buy, I don't know, Amazon, Tesla. Like, why do you just let your money like just sit in your bank account? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just scared to lose. Like, I hate losing. I'm like, I just want to look at it. So anyways, I started with that, you know, first get into like, you know, Robinhood, buy some stuff, nothing crazy. But what really, to be honest, man, it's kind of crazy. What changed my life again was I hit some very big crypto wins. I tapped into some good people. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the coin Doge Elon.
Yeah. I know.
So this is another crazy story. So I met this dude who's massive in, I can't name drop him for the fact he's like loves to be anonymous. Super big guy. Like, so Binance bought his company. He's a boss.
Dang.
Yeah, fucking crushed it. But anyway, so he's launching this coin. He's like, dude, I would love for you to help me out with it, do marketing, this and that. So I do that, and next thing you know, I couldn't believe what a certain amount turned into within like 24 hours. I'm like, yo, I'm printing money. Yeah. Obviously, I could, you know, like actually, I'll get to that point. So anyways, it's printing. I could say numbers because I don't even care, and I actually don't even have that right now because it's down. But anyways, so this 100K turned into $4 million within, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. So I'm like,
what are you thinking? Like during that time?
You don't understand though. I was not in crypto before this. I didn't understand. Like, when I look back at it, I want to sometimes just jump off my roof because now like, okay, $4 million, I'm selling right now. But that's when the greed kicks in, and you're like, yo, I'm texting my mom like, I'm gonna make $1 billion. Like, I'm gonna make $1 billion. Like, this is insane. Like, and that was my first time really getting into like low market cap coins. You know, this was like, you know, starting market cap, I don't know, 10 million that went to like 4 billion. Like, right. It was just ridiculous. But anyways, so yeah, long story short, yeah, like I didn't sell it at first, and it tanked crazy. I was in Mexico. I'll never forget this day. Tanked horribly, like crazy, and it went back down to like still like a good bit, but like not the 4 million. That was like unbelievable. I was like, yo, that's right. Like just building a whole company and that taking 10 years.
For real.
But anyway, so
do you remember what it tanked down to?
Yeah, I don't know the market cap, but I think my price coins went down to like 300K from 4 million though. Like, it's like depressing, but like, you know, yeah. Like, dude, it's still 300. I'm like, yeah, but it's like depressing. Like, I had it, I could have sold it.
Yep.
But like, you know, it's that
hindsight's 2020.
It's like, dude, it's like looking at the people with Shiba. You're like, oh, like, I don't know. It just runs, when something runs up so fast, you're just like, it's going to go to a fucking 10 billion.
Yeah.
And in a second, it could tank. Like,
yeah, for real.
So that first time, really, I was like, yo, I really need to like tap into this market. So I really kind of dove into crypto hard. A lot of it's done on Telegram. So like anyone out there who really wants to network, you know, get on Telegram, get into a lot of chats, follow there's a lot of good Twitter pages. So I dove into that, and yeah, man, that's, to be honest, a lot of my investments that I have are in crypto projects. I like to do projects. And another thing is like I'll do a lot of services. So I'm like big in the service game. So like from, you know, building your project to art to getting a celebrity or getting billboards or growth, whatever, stuff like that. And it's nice because you get paid in crypto.
And you're so well connected, so it makes sense, right?
So yeah, I'll just get paid in crypto and I just, you know, convert it to Bitcoin or something that I believe in. You know, like this year I learned like I'll never hold a coin again unless it's in the top 10.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard, man. Like even this crash was like rough. Like, you know, even with big, you know, it's hard. So like, I guess my advice to anybody is definitely don't go into crypto like, yo, I'm gonna get rich. Like, you can, but you could also lose everything because, you know, I got a lot of love and hate. Like, I made a lot of people rich off Doji, a lot. When I posted those things, like, guys, this is gonna pop off heavy. It did. I made people so much money. But then again, there's also people who bought too late and lost, and they're like, Dan, you scammed me, you stole my money. I'm like, okay, cool. So when fucking you buy Bitcoin at 60,000, it tanks, who someone scammed you. I'm like, it's just the name of the game.
Yeah. Or like fucking even Shopify, bro. Shopify's tanked like 80% in the last
And I always tell people that it's just like, yeah, it's just like you have wins and losses. That's just part of life. It's just, and then you learn from like this year. I learned so much. And then another thing though, I do have some plays right now into real estate.
Sick.
That's about it though, man. Like I don't have any other startups going on right now. Like I said, my biggest wins other than GLD have been in the crypto space, and then services are great because it's consistent. Like I built a great name in that space that I'm getting, you know, jobs left and right, and it's nice because a lot of it is like you broker them and you take your piece, and I have my guys do it, and you know
you're good
on. But that's about it, man. Another I guess cool thing is, you know, I bought a house. That was like the first piece of property
Where?
I live in Vegas.
Oh shit, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so I used to live in LA. And
so wait, you don't live where the headquarters is?
Nope. I moved to the West Coast in 4 years ago. Well, I was just like, dude, we have too many people in Miami, you know, like we're all here, like let's tap into the West Coast, you know, because it was easier at the time because we fly out so much. So we would always fly out to LA, and I was like, I want to go back to LA. Like I loved LA. Like I love Miami too. But I was like, I want to get back to LA, and then I kind of just never like went back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said that you're starting to do these services, and one of them you mentioned was influencers. You've been in the influencer game for what, like 7 years now. And obviously the game has changed quite a bit. You know, before people didn't understand the value of their audience. Now I think people have a little bit better of an idea of that. How has like the influencer game changed since you've been working in it? Because it has to be a lot different.
Well, I'll tell you, since the beginning, people's prices, they're expensive. Like, you know, people now are charging a lot. Like sometimes it's too much. You can't even sell it. I'm like, I just can't pay. People can't pay that cost. Like they're not gonna get a return, this and that. But
can you say the most that you've ever paid an influencer?
How much?
GLD?
Oh, okay. Well, 6 figures.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that was for like, that's a deal. That's like you know, that's a partnership.
Right.
Not just like for one post. That's like, hey, like we'll do a collab, come up with some stuff, like multiple posts. But yeah, like 6-figure deals. But that's worth it. But I've also do like one-offs, like stories or a YouTube video or whatever. But like, you know, these guys try to make their money, you know, and it's just like unless it's a big brand where they're just doing it to look good. Smaller brands aren't going to pay you 20 grand and make nothing back. Like, it's just you know, it's like, it's different if, I don't know, Burger King pays you $100K, they don't care. It's just more just to look good, you know?
Right.
But yeah, like we've done like 6 figures for some, you know, but A-list names, like solid names, but we actually get the return back. Like there's money involved in that, you know, like I said, actual, you know,
right.
like an actual
I feel like, influencers are one thing that's like, a little bit difficult to kind of calculate the ROI sometimes because, with ads, obviously you're kind of like, as you're scaling up, you get to see the data. But with like an influencer, it's like, take the risk. Like you have to, put up or shut up. And so like, is there any formula that you kind of look at that you're like, okay, this makes sense? Or is it just like, take the risk and see what happens?
To be honest,
yeah, just vibes.
Yeah. You just gotta see fits. And to be honest, my favorite type of people to get are people who aren't rich, who don't have money. So then, it's like you go to, I'm just saying, like someone who's rich, a rapper, they're like, honestly, I don't even want to post on my store unless I'm getting 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Because they already have, you need to find someone who instantly popped off, starting to gain a ton of traction, but they don't have any money. So you're like, oh, hey, I can give you $2,500 for a story. They're like, oh my God, yeah, I'm down. You know, that you just gotta like search for that because it's the people who already have money, and you're like, oh, post for, I don't know, a candle company. They're like, I don't really care to post for a candle company. Give me $100,000. Then, you know what I'm saying? You just got to kind of like look for those people personally who, would want money.
Right.
That's good advice, bro. That's good shit. Cause honestly, I feel like people wouldn't think about that, even though it's kind of
who has the velocity right now.
Yes. And you don't need to go for, is another thing. You don't need to go for A-listers, like there's so many people on Instagram who are smaller, but who have loyal, good fan base, good traffic, good everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not someone who just because you're paying for their name, you're paying for like, I guess their engagement to say. Like, I don't know. I've done deals with even like photographers who just are like normal photographers, but they blew up on Instagram, but they're not rich or anything. They just have cool photos. They have real people, and then say, I don't know, a drop shipping company wants to pay them, but these people are like, yeah, I don't know, $500 for a story is cool. And then next thing you know, they make $3K on their swipe up stories, stuff like that. So that's definitely something, I think is valuable. Don't just throw money out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's super, super valuable advice. One thing that I think is interesting when I am kind of thinking about your story is the fact that you went straight to a brand. Like a lot of people, kind of go drop shipping and then go to like brand, but it's like you pretty much out of the gate were like brand. Was that just like pure intuition, or was that just like timing that you were starting that drop shipping wasn't as popular, or why did you go for a brand?
So we had we never did drop shipping ever. We wanted that brand. We wanted to be something that's going to last. Those drop shipping never lasts. You can't build that out. We wanted product in hand. We wanted to be, live that lifestyle, real as can be. Like, this is us. This is what we're going to, live and breathe. And, we did have that conversation at first, like, drop shipping that, cause that was like big at that time. And we're like, no, like that's not going to last. That doesn't, that's not what we were looking for. So, we went ahead and did the full brand. Kind of just went, straight into it, head down running, just went boom, right into it.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
That makes sense, bro. Especially since you already had like the photography background, like how to get good pics, how to get good content, like build out this brand. That's so cool, bro. Let me ask you this, because this is something that I'm in a situation where like I'm hiring more people, I'm trying to build out the team, trying to build it with the right people. So like, what are some things that you would give people like myself, like some advice in terms of hiring the right people? Like, how have you built out your team?
I think you got to go on people that, to me, if I'm picking people, one, obviously, skill. You need, if I'm looking for someone, I want them to be, be able to have the skill that I'm looking for. But honestly, like what I'm really looking for is dedication, loyalty, and like communication. Like that's so big, man. Like, and people who are truly dedicated, like I could count on my team to, it doesn't matter if it's Sunday on Christmas Eve, like if something needs to be changed, someone's changing it. You know what I'm saying? People who are like actually does, and people who want to grind with you, man. That was another thing. Like there's so many people who come in, they're how much money, or they're like, so, this or that. Like, we're like, dude, like we're young, like we want to bring you in and believe in the visions and grow with us. I mean, there's people who, grew with us for years, and now they're like, they got the rewards of that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's much more different, our hiring process. Like that's not even in my category.
Right.
Like it's so crazy now. Literally like a corporate company. Like there's things that I don't even know how to do or what to do. So like, that's just so like cool. Not my, it's crazy. Yeah. Like I'd be like,
do you still play a role inside of the company, or are you kind of more so like hands off at this point?
So I'm not as hands-on anymore. Like it's very, it's very, how do I say this? Not corporate at all, but like structured, like
Systemized
managers
shit.
to like, manager to this manager to this man. It's very broken down. It's more like, hey, we have, I don't know, example, Wiz Khalifa wants to do a, collab, or like bigger stuff,
Right.
Direction of, the vision or ads and stuff like that. But no, like not sitting there and actually, doing the stuff.
Fulfilling orders or whatever.
That's what the goal is to get to,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's goals, bro. That's so cool.
So you kind of focus on the big picture of stuff, because that's like our dream was, the vision of the brand, to have it last forever and never to get off the course of our story. But yeah, man, that's how I would say it.
Yeah, I think it's honestly impressive that you didn't stray away from like that original concept. Like, one of the things that I feel like I struggle with as an entrepreneur is like, as you start to build your company and you get, more and more growth, bigger and more sexier opportunities come to you, and you have to get better at saying no, so that way you could just stay focused on the thing that you currently have. Like, how do you deal with that? Like, are you just like, no, I'm not even going to listen to these opportunities, or do you even take them into consideration?
I mean, well, one, it all depends. It has to be something that's worth my time, and two, it has to be something that would never affect GLD or be, what I'm saying, in harm of it, or like, compete. You don't think a ton of jewelry companies have hit me up or my partners up saying, oh, blah, 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 we would love to. I mean, they could be like, this never happened, but like, dude, we'll give you $1 million to start, like, got to say no. And I mean, it doesn't even matter though. Like we have contracts, and like, I'm under non-compete. So is all, in our operating agreement. But yeah, there's a lot of things you got to say no, because here's another thing being an entrepreneur is like, if you can't get straight away. That's what I'm saying. That's why, a lot of people you see like, oh, I'm doing 10 Amazon stores and 10 drop shipping and this and that. It's like, well, that's why you don't have one big thing, because you can't just dedicate your time to that. We dedicated 24/7 every single day to GLD, for 7 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is nothing else. Like, because again, we look at it as, hey, like, we're looking at the end goal when we could walk away with, I mean, our equity is gold. Like, like we're walking that, we want to have the ultimate brand, like, and walk away and with the ultimate, ending paycheck. Like, so it's like, yeah, you could fast money and look at this and that, and then you're just going to stray away from the ultimate goal that you've been building on for so long. It's like, if you find a gold mine, you can't just abandon it, it'll never work. I just feel like anything you do, you actually have to do, unless that's the type of person you are, like, who just, oh, I'll do this store, run it up 100K, and it's starting to die out. I'll do another one. But that's not like, people make money. Don't get me wrong. People still make money like that, but that just was never our vision. It was always like, stick to the plan. This is what we want to do, and go from there. I'm not saying, another brand will never happen in my lifetime, but as of now, like, this
right, because you're still young, bro. Like, that's what's crazy. I mean,
Super
7
young.
years sounds crazy.
I know,
to me,
dude. I'm like,
but
7 years ago, like, what the fuck was I doing? Like,
yeah,
I was what, 20? Yeah, 22. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, I look at it, I'm like, yeah, 29. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I'm a year from 30. I'm still young, but I feel like I've done so much shit. I'm like, dude, it's just so crazy. Like, I'm just like, dude, it's. Sometimes I sit there, I'm like, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know how to really put the words. I'm just like, dude, I don't know, man. It's just nuts.
I feel you, dude. I feel it's like serendipity. Like, things just happen in the right way at the like. It's like like you couldn't replicate.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just
100%.
like
absolutely,
straight
man.
intuition or something. I don't know.
It is, and I'm really big on manifesting stuff. If I want something, I will believe in it. I will go for it every day. Like, truthfully, like, I believe in that, man. Like, just every single day, like, I am gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. I'll say it to myself. Like, I'll talk to myself. I'll write it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what my goal is, like, or what I want, or what I want to do. Like, I'm really big in that, speaking stuff into existence and kind of having that type of outlook, because a lot of this is like, mental stuff too. You don't think like, living in Miami and being in the scene that I was in with, all the music scene, like, you can get sucked into this lifestyle very fast, going out every night, not wanting to wake up early the next day, or, so-and-so, so you got to also have that mindset of like, hey, like, I still need to fucking get shit done, so it's also mental in a lot of this stuff too. You can't be just, a fool and start to get money and then just run off and just start doing whatever. You always ought to just kind of stay humble, keep grinding, because you got to remember as fast as you make it, you could lose it.
Yeah, yeah.
With a lot of athletes and rappers and.
Yeah, dude, it happens way too much. I mean, that's respectable. And I mean, you said it, like most of your big money, like your generational wealth type money is like in safe shit. So
It's
that
funny.
it's not going to get
That's
lost.
what one of my calls about. I don't, the money that hits certain accounts, I'll never touch unless like, God forbid I go broke or I'm retired, just like, I'm very, as much as I do spend, I'm a big saver. I like to save. I mean, of course, like I like nice shit. I like watches. I wanted to obviously have a nice house. But like, I'm just very like, I don't know, man. Like, it's kind of crazy because a lot of people have been like, oh, are you like happier because like all this stuff happened? I'm like, of course, like, I'm happy. But like, some of my happiest times were being broke with my friends, right when GLD started. That was some of the best times of my life. Just being happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, money buys a lot of things that you can have fun with, but like, a lot of that's not that, like I said, being back at home with my friends, just grinding it out, like, was some of the happiest times. So, like, I just feel like, shit, I kind of just like lost a train of like,
No,
you're right though. Those are the best times.
God damn it. Like, just be fucking happy.
Yeah. I feel you, dude. I reflect on that
don't
too.
get caught up in it, because like at the end of the day, like, take everything day by day. So many people are just like, just stressed about this or thinking about the future. Like, just every day, just focus on getting to that next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes for yourself, a brand or whatever. Like, yo, let's focus on how we can make today the best day. Don't think, because dude, I have anxiety all the time. I have a lot of shit on my plate, and I would always think about the future and like, oh my God, what about this or what about that? And a good advice to that is just focus literally on just what you can do to make today the best day. And when you wake up, you have another day to start again. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a cool thing for
that's powerful
people,
as fuck.
It's a good philosophy. So
I'll be a public speaker.
You
yeah, bro. Damn.
You
this
said
is so great.
Really quick, here we go. 2006. No. Yeah, wait. 2016. Old Travis Scott.
Crazy,
can you describe
bro.
the photo a little bit for just the people that are listening?
Yes. So this was in the studio. This was in what studio is this? Paramount, I believe, on Santa Monica Boulevard in LA. It was Wiz and Travis. I believe this is when they made this song Bake Sale. I shot the video to it.
I remember that song.
It's on, yeah.
Uzi
on YouTube.
too.
Yeah. Wait, Uzi wasn't on it.
Oh, really? Damn. Okay, never mind.
No, just Travis. That's another cool thing.
Close.
So Uzi, another friend of mine that I've met through Wiz this is so cool too, man. It's just like watching history in the making kind of. It's like, so Uzi, when we did our summer tour, when Wiz did his summer tour, Uzi was was actually on with the DJ Drama. So DJ Drama was the opening DJ. He was a tour DJ. And Lil Uzi would come out and perform the one song. What was his first hit? Fuck. Any Longer?
Yeah.
Longer? Something like that. But it was Uzi. I'll never forget. Uzi used to ask to wear my Apple Watch, like back in the day. Like, he was just we would eat at catering together. He was just so cool. Like, he rocked GLD from the way beginning. Like, he was just cool as fuck, man. And like, I'll never forget like how fast he blew up to this day. It's still shocking to me.
That was like what, 2016?
Yeah, 2016, something like that. Maybe actually even before, I think. Maybe 2015.
Yeah, he was huge.
It's just crazy because he was
awesome.
He could be walking in a crowd, no one would be like, that's Uzi, to how he is now. And it's cool as fuck to see. Like, damn, man. Like, every time I see him, if I run into him at somewhere, I usually see him at like Rolling Loud or something. And he always shows love. He's always solid. I'm just like, it's crazy, like that just happened. This is another Travis and Wiz.
Dude.
So
these are your picks, right? Like you took these?
Yeah, I'm a big film guy. I love to take like
that's dope.
Old, Polaroids, and just because I don't know, you just forget about shit. Like, this is my birthday.
Yeah, and it captures it in like history. I feel like the Polaroid is like
it's so much cooler looking at photos,
Wiz in the studio.
Wow, bro.
then I have so many. It's just, I don't know, when you,
And you said you have video too, right?
yeah, I have hard drives and hard drives of videos, man.
Have you thought of like putting together like a documentary of all this stuff? Because like it's crazy to think, because like I'm a big hip hop head, and like hearing you talk about these like moments, it's like, what? Like, this is what it looks like behind the scenes.
No, 100%.
Have you thought of
yeah.
putting it together?
I mean, I thought so. A lot of the footage that I had, I used for his day in the lives. So a lot of it's out there. I mean, I pick and choose the best ones. I'm sure I have, thousands of hours of non-used footage, but I have thought about it. It's a lot, man. Like, I would have to
Big undertaking.
I have so many hard drives, but that's just such a cool thing. That's why I loved, what I did. I mean, I still do it, the photos and videos, just because the passion of mine is just because it's like, it's literally just memories forever. Like, if we all went on vacation, we didn't take any photos, all we have is a memory in our head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's like if we're sitting down on a rainy day, we could really look at it and be like, damn, dude, do you remember when you jumped off, blah, blah, blah? Like, it's just cool as hell.
Those are the best moments, bro. I feel you. When you're just like reminiscing with your homies, like about old shit. So it's like you wish you could have captured that. We even say that now, like with conversations.
Hey, anybody out there that's working on something, fucking take photos on your iPhone, give it a hell, and stash it in a Dropbox or something, because dude, it makes me sad that I have a good bit of old footage at GLD, like our offices and all the, I mean, I remember I have screenshots of our Instagram that was at like, 1,500 followers. Now it's at like 1 point something million. But it's like, if you're doing something, document the whole thing, because that is the coolest part, I think, of building a brand, is when you sit down and you really look back and like, holy shit, man, like, we really fucking built this road out like that, and it makes you motivated. It makes you like humble, happy. I think anybody who's really, doing something that they're proud of, document it. Like, you don't have to be professional in any way. Just fucking take photos of shit and just store it, because the shit's really cool, honestly.
Yeah. What's it like being behind the scenes on like a lot of these things? Because like, I think about a time when I was a little kid, I went and watched American Ninja Warrior in person. I don't know if you if you've ever seen that. And whenever I went, like obviously like on the show, it's like, lights, camera, and it's like so perfect. But then seeing it in person and like seeing behind all of it, it was like literally in a dirt lot in the middle of Las Vegas. And like you see the cameras moving and it doesn't look like nearly as crazy. Is it like something that's like just insane to see these like tours and like, these big old crowds? Like, what's the in-between moments when you're traveling, and like what's that like?
I mean, the tours we did were definitely like, here's another, actually, damn, this is a good story. So before Wiz, I went on a tour with his name's Rocky Fresh. Shout out to Rocky Fresh. He's fucking my boy from day one. He was signed to MMG. This is cool as fuck, actually. So it was Rocky Fresh, Tory Lanez, G-Eazy, Kyle, Super Duper Kyle.
Yep.
I think that's it for like the main headliners. If I'm forgetting anybody and you're watching this, I just forget. But that tour was like really starting off early. Like we were like with G-Eazy was tour bus, Tory Lanez was tour bus. But these were small venues, man. Like this is like grinding to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like we were in a small Sprinter van, taking turns driving because we were so tired, like, staying at like sharing rooms in hotels. Like that was like a real grind of behind the scenes. Now, fast forward to going to Wiz's stuff, that was like high end production, man. Like amazing ass tour buses, eating good ass food, but there's just so much that goes with it, dude. Like it's just unbelievable, those productions. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, of course, the tour buses that are taking the artists and their whole team, but then you have tractor, 18 wheelers that are taking all of his lights, all of his, set design. Like it's a big production. But like when you get in more to the, A-lister type of concerts, it's pretty easy. I mean, like when we went to Europe, we just flew private jets to every show. Like, but when you get like there, like, but he came from doing shows of, driving it, all of his friends getting in the car and driving. This is before my time, but definitely seeing artists, like that's another really, really cool thing, to artists who really grinded it out. Like, like I've seen this is like, that's another thing why I like so happy that I got with him, is like, I literally would used to go to his shows in Pittsburgh with my friends, and he would have 50 people in the crowd. Like I'll never forget, it was in Squirrel Hill, just like a little suburb. And he performed, and literally there's like 50 people there, man. It was just like crazy. And he and now to see him, like, you know, like I've been with him when you take a huge PJ, land right in, you know, hop right in the car, does a show, and he's out. And we go right back to a 5-star hotel. You're just like, damn, man, you
really made it.
This is actually cool. Let me show you this. I don't know if you guys can see it. So he got me this for Christmas.
Damn.
Can you just describe it?
Yeah, can you see what it says? I don't think. Or maybe.
Yeah. No, I can see it. It's just some people watch it. Some people listen to this like on Spotify and shit.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, guys. So it's a plaque that he got me for. He got me this plaque for Christmas. So, you know, he did this song "See You Again."
Right. It's like the biggest song.
One of the biggest songs.
Huge.
You know, over 1.5 billion streams is when Paul Walker passed away. R.I.P. And yeah, man, he got the team a plaque. So it's literally like a plaque with the disc presented to Dan Folger, blah blah blah. It's really cool, man.
Wow.
I've taken that thing to everywhere I've moved. Like it's still in perfect shape. But that was probably one of my prized possessions, man. Like that was really cool. And that was cool because whenever I was with him in that time, that's when I got the experience. He performed on every show, like Ellen, Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Fallon, The Late Night Show. What are other ones? Basically everyone, dude. We were everywhere. It was so sick. Like I met like Robert De Niro at
Oh my gosh.
everyone. Like, dude, I mean, it was like insane. That's what I'm saying. Like at a young age when I was doing this, it was just like, it was unbelievable. And like I said, like, you know, that all kind of transitioned into like bigger things, you know, like I said, like I had it's crazy to think because, you know, I feel like our Instagrams, our social medias are almost like a portfolio at this point, especially for certain people. Like, it's different if like, you know, I'm just being real. It's different if like someone who, it sucks like to think about it, but it's like if someone who's verified, you know, has a crazy page messages you, and then some random person who's not verified and has maybe 100 followers message you and trying to sell you on something, or you're probably gonna be like, oh, I believe this other person more.
Yeah, you take the other person way more serious.
Yeah, I'm not like that, and that could be totally wrong. It's, you know, because there's a lot of fraudsters out there who are verified.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Think like that, like, oh, okay. So like, you know, I kind of like, you know, my page was, you know, appealing. So I kind of, like I said, I really would, you know, I would message brands a lot. Like this before I even had a brand. Like, oh, hey, would you want to send clothes for our tour? You know, I'll take pictures for it. You know, I always kind of had that hustler like mentality. You know, like, hey, yeah, we're going on tour. Send some, you know, product over. I'll shoot it for you. I'll be, you know, say, you know, all these cool places in the next few weeks. Blah blah blah. So, you know, anybody out there that does that type of stuff, that's definitely, you know.
I like that. You got to be resourceful, bro. I love that you did that. What's crazier to me is how everything you've talked about, every single thing that you've mentioned, all started from you literally just fucking snapping a pic of Wiz and just sending it and just be like, yo, here's this pic. And then now it's just crazy.
I literally, I think I posted that the other day. Some kid messaged me. It was like, hey man, like you really inspired me to pick up a camera or something. And I reposted and I was like, literally picking up a camera changed my life. And it's crazy to think, but it literally did. Like,
yeah,
a camera changed my life, man. Like, and it's what's really cool about photography is it's also a very good, like, what's the word? Like talking point. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a camera in your hand, I feel like you're just like able to like just to go up to people and just start, oh yo, let me take everyone wants a picture, you know, like with their like when I have a camera, I was like, I had a free pass, like you know, it's like, I don't know, man, it was just a great golden ticket to network, like you know, I said in the beginning, and I still do it, you know, not as much 24/7 like I used to, like literally I had to do it every day, but now like it's, you know, I do it for, you know, especially if I don't want to, you know, hire somebody, you know, I'll just do it myself. It's nice too. You need something quick, I can do it myself. That was another, you know, thing. It was so cool is everything we did is in-house. Yeah. We did everything in-house. You know, we literally did everything in-house. So we didn't have to wait on photographers to send us photos or videos. We didn't have to wait for a website guy to upload our website or upload a new product. You know, like, you know, me and the boys, we're doing it fucking right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like having it in-house saved you a lot of time, money, and, you know, you kind of, like I said, figured out that science again. Like we had the perfect plan, man. So that's really cool. Cause a lot of people, you know, want to get agencies, this and that. And don't get me wrong. Like they're not all bad, but like then you kind of could like, you just got to wait on them. It sucks sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
you don't have full control.
Exactly. Like, something's going wrong and you're in the middle of a major drop, and what are you going to text the photographer? And he's like, oh man, I won't be home for 5 hours. Like me, I'll run to my backyard, get the right photo I need, and boom, text it over. And, my partner's uploading it.
I love that, bro. I love that. Just like being quick, like taking action, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like the camera is a huge factor in this, but I think more than anything from what I've gotten in this conversation is just like your resourceful-ness. Like, you're just always like fucking moving. Like even before you said you met Wiz, you were like or like working with him and before you had your brand, you were like messaging brands and shit, like just always being active, bro. Like that's so cool.
Man. My mind goes every day. There's some people who are born with it and not. I mean, it's, my like, I don't know, like my parents wouldn't ever like think to be,
right.
They're just, it's not like, there's people who are, are cool with just, hey man, I'm just going to school and getting a job and getting married. That's it. Like I think, there's people who are born to have that hustler mindset, the entrepreneur mindset, and of us who just never stop thinking, that's literally like, yeah.
Is that something that you like always had, or was that something that kicked into gear once you found photography?
No, I had like, I've always was doing something, man. Always. I always just had the go of, I was always creative. Like it wasn't even like, before even photography, like my phone was like I even had a flip. Do you guys I don't know if you guys remember this, when they had the flip camcorders.
Oh yeah.
They were just like a rectangle brick and you had one. I was just, I'd love to document, man. So before this, like photos, I had a little digital camera, and like, no, I was not I would never be like, I'm a photographer. I would just be like, dude, when we're going to high school parties, I was the one taking pictures of people drinking and posting on my Facebook, and parents being like, oh my God, like, but like I was obsessed with just, I don't know, I was a man with the like camera. I just loved to document shit. I was just creative with it. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool way of like seeing things. Like my Facebook is like also like another like landmark. Like me, in 9th grade, 10th grade, just like through my whole life, just taking random content of shit. So yeah, honestly.
Wow. Well, dude, that's incredible. I mean, I know you said you had something to do, so I don't want to take up too much of your time.
You're good.
But I gotta say, bro, this has been like, every time we hop on these conversations, I never know what to expect, but like it always
I was looking for podcasts and
my
I couldn't really find any.
expectations. It's like, it's just so cool, man. This is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, I knew it would just flow into a conversation. Like, I was like, oh, is there anything I need to be prepared about? I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, once you just start talking, like, it just
right.
goes.
That's what I was trying to say. I was like, look, every time it's super chill. Like we have not a lot planned. It's just more about like vibing and getting to know your journey. So like, yeah, that's another question. I mean, because why did you answer? Like, what made you want to do this in the first place? Because I mean, you're like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just, dude, I don't really do them. I don't really like.
Right.
I never like reach out. I never like reach out and do, like, oh, hey, can I be on your podcast? I don't know, man. Like I saw it and I was like, oh shit, like. Why not? Like, yeah, why not? Like, it's not like, I don't care if you had 0 subscribers or, it's just, dude, honestly, I like to talk. Like, I just like bullshit. Like, I don't know. Just, there's no reason, nothing, man. It wouldn't matter if you literally had 1 subscriber. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, why not, man? Just link up. Like, that's cool. Like, that's a good term that I like. Just link up. Just, I don't know. Now look, us 3 know each other. It's cool.
Yeah, that's insane,
man. That's all I can say. It's not like, I really don't know.
Yeah, it was just vibes.
Just
swear.
vibes.
Yeah, this podcast, just vibes. Straight up.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Arie, can we hang out for a minute afterwards? Can you like exit out of the Discord? And
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody. I mean, Dan, if you want to, like, where can people find you? I mean, I'll obviously share all your info, but for sure. What do you got going on?
I appreciate you guys for having me. Everybody follow me. Just all my socials are just at Dan Folger, DanFolger. And I appreciate you guys. And let's keep fucking winning, boys.
Let's fucking do it,
man.
I'm down.
All right, let's go. Peace.
All right, peace.
Bye. Thank you guys so much. Bye.